Another day, another episode.
Yes.
So, stress. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know the deep breath before that. I've just been thinking a lot
About
how I am, how I move,
life,
revelations,
life.
I feel like after last week's episode, I've just had a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're here.
Doing good.
Yeah, back and we're better.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
We move adulting.
Mm-hmm.
What have you got?
Adulthood.
What have you got?
So
for
for today, guys, we will be talking about work life and balancing.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Just balancing relationships, just everything.
Mm.
How do you find that? Because
impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just sit down and I think to myself, I actually never asked to be alive. I'm really glad that I'm here.
Oh my gosh, you're so dramatic.
No. I am dramatic. I'm so grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I'm alive, I'm well, I'm healthy. But every day I think to myself, when you just have to, you pay for anything. And I just, I could have been born a goat. I actually,
Only choice.
I actually had no choice, but I'm here. I can't believe you don't just live for free. That's crazy to me. I can't believe you're meant to be, this age. You're meant to be finding yourself. You're meant to have time to make time for work. You're meant to have time for your friends, for your relationships, for your kids, for yourself. All in 24. I'm meant to be doing my 10,000 steps a day. I'm meant to be eating healthy. I'm meant to be a good person. Have time to stay conscious about everything that's going around the world. It's too much.
It's a lot.
It's too much. And something gives. And when something gives, you just feel bad. So it's like you're doing great in one area and then another area is doing rubbish.
100%.
And then you just can't have it all.
Yeah. It's
that's
really, really hard to balance. I agree.
Mm-hmm. How you find
it is. It's hard. I would say the hardest part about it all is having time for yourself. Having me time. I don't even get that. I feel like I'm just here, I'm there. I'm literally just like a fucking... Oh, sorry, guys. Like a bouncy ball. I'm just everywhere. It's a lot.
And I think it's harder as well because obviously you've got a child. That's a lot more to consider because even if there's nothing else happening, it's a lot to do anyway. That's a full-time job in itself, and then asking people to do multiple.
I get really
jobs.
bad mum guilt going to work every day. Yeah, it's so sad. But it's if you don't do it, how are you supposed to survive? Do you know what I mean? It's
in this UK.
Yeah, it's you have no choice. And half of the time, I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be doing this until I'm 80 years old? When is this going to end?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah, it's so tiring though.
It is. And I have heard some people say you have to have different things, you have to balance different things at different times. So you can't have it all at the same time.
Meaning,
so at one stage, it might be if you're giving more to your career, then it's your relationship that's not going to get enough. And then at the point when you're giving the most to your relationship and your home life, it's going to be your work life.
That's true. Yeah.
And you just have to pick what's something that you're not going to give energy to at that time.
Yeah.
If you're having to be more social and be out and maybe network and stuff, it might be your health because your work events might need you to drink or do whatever. And right now, you can't necessarily keep up with sleeping on time because you have to be out all the time. There's just always something
100%
that you're gonna have to shuffle at different times.
But that's why I think how do we overcome this? How do you achieve that balance?
What do you can?
Don't you?
I really don't think you can. I think you just have to be strategic with your timing. Of when you do certain things. I feel you can try to get there, but you're never going to have everything. And that's really hard for me to come to terms with because I was one of those people that thinks, okay, well, I'm going to do what I want. You might not have everything together, but I'm going to have everything together. And I think the more I see how things are, I'm just okay, it might
kicks in.
Yeah, how having things together and having that balance just might look different for each person. I don't think it's the same thing for everyone. I think it might just be right now is a time for me. And there's but for example, balancing with work and still trying to make sure it's not killing me is making sure instead of saving stuff and meet up with my friends for weekends, I'll try to do it in the week.
Interesting, yeah.
Which is a lot. It takes a lot of effort, and just thinking about it, I feel sick. But I do. But at the same time, it means I'm not just waiting to live on Saturday and Sunday.
That's what I was actually going to say. The fact that I only feel like I have a Saturday. I don't even feel like I have the Sunday.
Yeah, because the Sunday you're thinking about the Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. And then I'm like, okay, cool. So if I've only got Saturday, that Saturday I've got to make time for my partner, I've got to make time for my child, I've got to make time for my friends, I've got to make time for myself. I want to sleep. It's like, I just don't have enough time. So it is really difficult.
I hear it. But I just think it's just timing. It's just, you can't do it all at the same time. You really have to pick and choose. And it just means certain things might just not be a priority right now. Like, I might really want to go out today, but I also know I really need to sleep, and I'm sleep deprived. So it's like, I might just have to be like, I have to pick. And then it might be like, to make that work, so I might pick, but find an alternative time that I can do something with you on a different day. And that's just what it looks like. Adulting is such a scam.
100%.
It's such a scam.
I remember when I was like, I want to be a grown-up, I want to be an adult, and now I'm just like, oh my God, I wish I could be a child again.
I'm like, this is how
I know, to the point where I'm literally like, to Nayla, I'm literally like thinking, I do not want to hear her ever say, I want to be an adult. I'm going to be like, enjoy your childhood, please. Please enjoy your childhood, because,
you should just have to do the best you can, like, at that time, and enjoy it. Because even this time, you're going to look back 10 years from now, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was so young, and I thought I had, like, no time. I really wish I was that young again. I think it's just always something.
Yeah. But also, I think it depends, because with my, like, situation, sorry, there's always a situation. Like, when you're a mum and you're working part-time, or you're a stay-at-home mum, or your mum working full-time, it's so different. Because when I was working part-time, I wasn't feeling how I'm feeling now.
Pause. Yes, you were.
Was I?
Yep.
I think I'm more tired now.
You are more tired because you're doing way more. But at that time, I promise you, when we would speak, you did feel the same way.
Really?
Yeah.
Why does it feel like I didn't, though?
You did. Because now, looking back at it, you're comparing it to now.
Right,
Comparing it to now, it's like, nah, I wasn't that tired before. But back then,
I was just tired being more of a mum on that, like, on that side than it being work related. I'm guessing.
I think both.
Really?
I think both. I think it just changes, because I'm hearing it on the other side, and I think it's different when you're experiencing it, because you always think back then was always easier. But at that time, as someone like who's hearing it on the other side, I think it's the same. I think now is more. It's a lot more demanding now. But in terms of how you felt, I promise you, at the time, it is the same.
Really? See, I thought it was completely different.
Nah.
Like, honestly, I honestly thought that, okay, now, it's just a lot worse. It's the most tired I've ever been. I feel like I don't get a break. And I think it's because before, at least, I would have, like, the Wednesdays and the Fridays off, where I feel like I could at least have a nap when Nayla napped. Yeah. Now I can't have a nap. Do you know what I mean? It's just full on the go. Like,
which
that's crazy.
I believe and I 100% agree with. I think both times were valid, because it's like the first time, that's the first time you're experiencing it as well. So of course it's going to feel like I have no time for anything. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. And this time round, it's the first time you're experiencing this version as well. So it makes complete sense that you feel this way now as well. And even I'll say, like, I'm just like, nah, it is a lot in both situations. But I promise you, then
that is crazy.
You felt the same. And it's one of those things where I think you're always going to think things were better before, because that is just overwhelming. Like,
it is,
life is still a life.
Yeah, and it's just sad though, because you always want to make time for everyone. And I feel like as an adult, you just reach that point where you realise you can't actually make time for everyone, which is really sad, because you want to, but you just can't. Which is quite sad.
You really can't.
Yeah. But also I feel like nowadays a lot of people find it difficult to kind of like understand that as well.
How do you mean? Like,
I feel like we understand that life is life. Like, it's getting harder. You know how our parents are like, life is hard. And we're just like, no, it isn't. But then now we've deeped it is. But there's some people I know, friends, that they might be more, like, have more time on their hands. So they might feel like, oh, well, you really don't make time for me sort of vibe. Like, if I can make time, then I'm sure she can make time. They just don't really understand it because it might not be as difficult for them. Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying. I think it does make sense. But I also think with that, sometimes people don't see the full picture.
Right, okay.
And maybe because they don't see the full picture, they might not understand why you're not able to make time.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't realise how different things are because they don't see the full... Yeah, because they don't see the full picture.
Right, okay.
I feel like that's the one thing maybe with parenthood. Not everyone sees the full thing. And because you're still their friend, and when they're seeing you, it might be like, I don't know, whether it's to go out or just doing stuff that doesn't involve like being a parent.
They just see that.
There's no idea that it's not. There's no realization that things change because your conversations aren't about, oh, I'm wiping this nappy today or something. And I think that makes a difference. Not saying either how you're feeling or how what anyone else is feeling is right or wrong. But I think there is that part as well.
I do get it.
Whereas it's different. For example, I might understand. Yeah, partially maybe because I've seen different things, but also because it's like I'm aware.
Yeah, but also I would just say it to you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But,
like
I don't do that to nobody.
I'd be more up to date that nursery on this day, this on that day. You're busy at this time. You're gonna get back at this time. So it's easier for me to just know the routine.
That is true, but at the same time, let's not get into that. But
I get what
that's
you mean.
True.
Because similarly, there are people that sometimes expect things to just have never changed and that everything should stay the same. Like, say for example, your friends from secondary school, you used to see each other every single day at school. So naturally, you talk every single day because you're together. Lunchtime, break time, before school, after school, going to each other's house, like all that kind of stuff. When you're a 40-year-old woman, you're gonna have different priorities.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't make time for that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just timing looks different. Like, I might not be able to speak to you every single day. That doesn't mean I love you any less. It's just, it is what it is right now, and you have to find different ways to kind of maintain that relationship. I feel, balancing relationships is very hard.
It is.
Life.
Yeah, it is. What about just like work as a whole? Like, for instance, do you think it's okay to kind of be like, okay, I need a rest today, I'm going to call in sick, I'm not going in, like my mental health, me first, like, what do you think?
For legal reasons, this is a joke. But yes. Yes. I think you can even call sick and have, well, I don't know about everyone else's workplaces, but I know at least for mine, and just put reason, mental health. Am I going to do that? No, but you can put it as a sick leave.
They say you can, but then they will drag you for it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the thing, which is something to think about. But I really think you should always do what works for yourself. I'm a strong believer that when it comes to work,
I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say, because I say it all the time. Yes. Don't kill yourself.
100%.
You will get replaced like this. And there's people that I know, especially during COVID, like I know stories of people, the man passed away from shift work the same day they put out a message in the staff room, he's passed away, then they put an advert for his job. There was no, I think his child worked there, they didn't put like any, from what I remember being told, they didn't even give like any serious condolences or anything, and he's been there for decades. Like, I've seen on TikTok, there's people that have been... I think he worked at the company for, like, 50 years. They didn't even give him, like, a barbecue when he left. They just gave him, like, a little voucher or something. Yeah.
I saw that.
And then the girl on TikTok did, like, a GoFundMe for him.
Yeah.
People are crazy. People are crazy.
And I feel like everyone's always, like... I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be career-driven, because everybody wants to, like, have the life that they deserve and that they... Do you know what I mean? But I also do believe that you're not working for yourself, you know? Well, if you are, good for you, like, that's a whole different thing. But if you're working for other people, it's not worth it.
It's never worth it.
It's really not. Because, like you said, if you are gone tomorrow, they're replacing you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, guys, I would always say put yourself first.
Always.
Do not come and kill yourselves. Even when they're like, oh, come in, we don't have staff, whatever it is. That's not my problem. That is not my problem.
That's not my personal problem.
That's not my personal issue. Sorry. And I live by that, honestly. I do.
And like everything else I always say, I'm just like, even if you don't do it, they're going to find another way to figure it out.
100%.
It doesn't matter what it is,
100%.
whether it's a person, whether it's a job, there will be another way to figure it out. If you don't come back and come in for that shift because someone else can't make it, the managers can go and do it.
100.
That's none of your business.
The managers can do it. They might have extra staff, bank staff, whatever it is that they have.
It doesn't have to be you.
It'll get done. Someone will do it.
Yeah.
Guys, please.
Don't, honestly, it's never worth it.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer. I'm like a year and a half.
Yeah.
You know how this is even, whoa. But,
even like, for example, this goes back to like parents and stuff. Like, for women out there that are career driven, because you can be career driven but also want to create a family, like, you are able to create a family. Like, don't let the workplace make you feel like you can't, because some workplaces do, you know, they don't discriminate, but they're slightly discriminating. They do. Like, if that's what you want to go do it, because at the end of the day, you're dragging your, what is it? There's a phrase for when you're a woman and you want to have babies. I can't remember what it is.
Like your family planning.
Yeah, you're dragging it. And it's like later on down the line, you're going to realise like, oh my gosh, like I stretched it out for this job that I didn't even like at the time, like that. It was just paying me a certain amount of money. Now you feel like you're too old, whatever the case may be. Like, whenever you're ready, just do what you want to do in life, period. That's what I say. Men or women, whatever you want to do it. Don't let any job stop you. If you want to leave after 2 weeks, leave after 2 weeks. If you want to leave after a year, leave. Like, yeah. I feel
it's
like...
hard to see, but on that bit, this is what I said with the family plan stuff, that's where I kind of disagree.
Why?
I think it makes a big difference. I think in theory... Yeah, that makes sense. Like, just don't think about it. Go and have your family whenever. But I don't think it's that simple. I think that's one of the only... I think when it comes to, like, family planning, you do have to just be a bit more strategic.
Of course. But I think you overthink it to the point where you feel like if you... Like, for example, if you were to leave today and you was to have a family, a lot of women think that I'm not going to be able to go back to the position that I was at, which is not true. But
that's the thing. Whereas I think a lot of times you can't.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because that's how the system is set up. It makes me so angry. Look how I'm boiling.
But
I think,
like,
I feel like that's where the realistic part has to come back. You have to be strategic.
You do. Don't get me wrong. You do, because you can't just up and leave and expect, you know, everything to just be there waiting for you. Yes, but at the same time, if you've built yourself to the point where you know you have built that foundation in the workplace, you know where you're supposed to be. You've been there for X amount of years, and you know, okay, cool. After I finish my maternity leave, I'm going back to this position. No one can take that away from you. Like, if you go on maternity leave, you can't come back. You could take them to court. Like, you can't come back.
You can.
And your position's gone. The only time they can take it away from you is if you say you're coming back, for example, and then you don't come back. But if you actually plan and you're like, this is what I want to do. I want to create a family. I'm coming back after a year. No one can take that from you. But some workplaces make it seem like if you do go, oh, it might not be there. But that can't happen. Like, it's not that...
It can't happen.
It can't.
Legally, no. But I think there's something about, like, you will get overlooked for certain things.
You can do.
And that's what I think is unfair. And that's where you have to kind of do the whole planning thing. I think in an ideal world, everyone should be able to just leave whenever, come back whenever. I don't personally think having children, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is going to stop you from being able to do a good job at all. Like, I'm not, I don't believe that. I think you can do a great job. You know how to, you already know organizational skills, you already know how to multitask. Like, there's so many skills that you have. But I think depending on, obviously, on your field of, like, work as well.
Yeah, what you do.
But a lot of places will use it as a reason to
I know,
not.
But...
And not to say that you shouldn't, that you shouldn't ignore it. You should kind of ignore it and still make sure like you're doing whatever it is that you want to do. But you do also have to kind of be aware, and that's why I feel like it's hard. Like you have to balance and be a little bit more strategic with everything. Of course,
but also it's like a priority. Like, what do you want more?
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Where you have to be strategic. Like, you've got to think, what is important to me in this time, and what do I want to have? Like, for me right now, I don't see. You know, life is gonna life. Like, whatever happens at the end of the day, like, God's in control. But I don't personally want
the family
this
now.
decade. Yeah. Your choice is just like, oh, hurry up. But, you know, I don't, in this decade, I don't really see it. That's not necessarily what I want. Like, life might life, and I might change my mind, but it's not what I want
right now.
And but even that is something to think about, because it's like, okay, at the time that is what I want, or I'm in my head, it's around the period where I'd want to plan for. I'd have to get stuff sorted way earlier, because realistically, that's what I want then. And at that time, I want to fully be focused on my family. So now, I have to move crazy and just be really smart, because I know realistically, at the end of this, people will try you. I feel like as a woman, they will try you.
I know, but the reason why I say this is because I've actually had like a conversation with someone at my workplace currently that really wants to start a family, but because of their position, they're scared to kind of be like, okay, cool, this is what I want. And it's like, in my head, I'm thinking, if that's what you want, just go for it. Like, your position is here. And even if it's not here, you've had so much experience, and like, you can take that elsewhere and go elsewhere. But it's the fact that as women, it's like, we're so afraid. And it's so sad. I'm like, obviously, don't just be like, okay, deuces, I'm out. Like, you have to be smart about it. But it's the fact that, like, I'm just looking at her and I'm just like, you can actually do what you want. Like, you've got the experience. You're old enough. Like, why is there so much fear? Like, plus, there's this whole discrimination. Like, they can't actually say, oh, you want a family, so you can't work here anymore. No one can do that in any workplace. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just feel like that whole fear of, like, wanting that is actually quite sad.
It is sad. I thought no one should have to think like that. I'm like, men don't have to think like that.
And it's like, it's the fact that she even said to me, she was like, I don't want to regret it. I don't want to get to like a certain age. I'm not going to say the age that she said, but I don't want to get to a certain age where I kind of feel like all I did was work. And then what do I have? Okay, I might have the money, but the family that I actually wanted, I don't have
that to show for it.
Because and I'm like, so when you're ready, obviously just plan a little bit. You have to plan, but when you're ready, just go for it. But then again, I'm just a person that's just like, I'm just like, do what you want, you know. Like for me, life is so short. Where I'm like, you have to be smart, but at the same time, if I'm not here tomorrow, I want to know that today I did what I wanted to do.
And then that's all like a middle ground. I'm like, I'm gonna do my work today, because I could die tomorrow.
But
I'm a plan. I'm gonna have my to-do list, my pros and cons list. Why should I quit? Why should I not quit? If I quit, what's gonna happen? What's my next move?
I've only become like that with having Layla though, because before that I was like, deuces, I'm out. But since I've had her, I'm more of the planning a little bit.
But that's what I mean. It's because you have more to think about, and I think the bottom line is, regardless of whatever it is, something is gonna have to give, and you just have to think about what is it and what's important to me right now. And what's important to you right now might not be the same thing that's important to you tomorrow. Like 100%. This might be important to me now, and then I might be like, in a month's time, actually, that's not really what I want. And it's changed, because I never thought I'd be that person. Like, I really thought, nope, certain time, like 4 or 5 years ago, I thought I'd be married at like 23, 24. Honestly speaking, that's 23, 24 is crazy though. Like, I look at myself and I'm just like, what the hell? But it's because it was just the environment. But that's a story for another day. I was just like, why would you just change? Like, you grow up, you want different things, you prioritise, and different things are more important, and you just have to balance it based on that. But for me,
it's so hard, because it's like, I want to balance both work and relationships. And I'm like, I don't even know how to do this at this point.
It's just crazy. But then you have to think, what isn't that important right now? Not that it's not important. Everything is so important. But where does it sit in your priority list?
So it's almost like it's all on the same level for me. And that's where I struggle to know where to balance it, because everything is on the same level.
But is everything on the same level? Like, if you didn't do A, what's the consequence? And then go down like the list and say, okay, if I felt at this, what's the consequence? If I felt at this, what's the consequence?
I feel like all the consequences are bad as each other.
They're not as bad as each other.
That's how it feels.
That is how I feel. But for me, I'm just like, listen, as long as I'm alive, that's the main thing.
Yeah. But
what
for me, it
contributes to that.
I think it's just, when I think about it, I'm just like, oh my God, like if I do this, then this is going to happen. And that's as bad as this. Like, I just feel like I just don't know. I'm like, I'm just a little bit lost in this sense, but I just don't know how to balance it. Like, I find it very difficult to balance because I'm tired, or I'll be like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I need to spend time with my boyfriend, or I need to spend time with my friends, or I need to spend time with Nayla. Oh my gosh, I need to sleep. I'm so tired to the point where I won't even sleep. Like, or I would sleep and then I haven't spent time with anyone. Like, it's just so, I just don't know. Guys, advice.
Please, advice, honestly, but I don't think anyone is completely managing to do absolutely everything. I think you can do most things with prioritizing, having routines and stuff. I think you can do a lot of things. Maybe most of your list and most of your priorities, you might be able to do all at different times, but it's just all at the same time.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
But I guess that's what it makes it hard for relationships, because I have tried this thing where I'll be like, okay, cool, I'm like going to be like this first come first serve kind of thing. So if my friend comes to me and they're like, oh, do you want to go out on this day, and I've put them in the diary for this day, it's like, if another friend comes to me and she's like, oh, what are you doing? It's like they feel like I've put in someone before them.
But it was just based on
really and truly, it was whoever came up to me first and was like, do you want to do this? But then it comes across like the balance is not, there's no balance almost. It's almost like you're just going with someone else or whatever. So I feel like I'm trying to balance it, but it comes across to others that are not, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And so I think especially
it's hard.
With balancing relationships with life is very difficult of any kind. Like whether it's like your partner, friends, it's just difficult because everyone's got their own things and trying to make sure everyone's life just sort of like clicks together. It's just difficult. It's borderline impossible, especially the more people you have, the more people you have to care for. You have like people have families, you've got kids, children, relationships, friends. It's a lot. And everyone has different responsibilities, so I don't have the answer on that. It's just a lot. Yeah, it just depends on the friend. For me, it depends on the relationship. Like some people really will be angry at the fact that you're not putting effort or energy in the way that they want into a certain situation, but you're also not giving me anything.
That's true.
Like it's a lot of like empty words, like oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in ages, we never see each other, blah 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 blah. Okay, well then I plan something, you'll flop.
That's true.
So down you go on the priority list, and then there's other people that make the effort, and that becomes people that are sort of like more in the know of like what the day to day is.
Yeah,
and it's easier to balance with those people. With others that you're not reliable. I'm not going to be spending my whole time planning my weekend or something around you.
And then when it comes down to it,
you're going to flop because now I'm angry because there's other stuff I could have done.
Yeah, 100%. I do agree with that as well. Actually,
it's just knowing your people.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you would say, and then just figuring out.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah,
just prioritize.
Yeah, and I think it makes it harder in this day and age as well, especially with the work life, because obviously we're living in a recession now. So because of that, I think everyone is just trying to work hard to obviously make money and so on. So it's like everyone's kind of forgetting about everything else, just working, which is also very sad.
You are, but I have my thoughts on this country, so that I don't think they need to be heard today. Maybe a different day.
Maybe for a different pod.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I think that's a big part of like why people are struggling, because of the times that we're living in as well. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do think so. Half of the time you'll be like, what are you doing? Oh, just working. I'm sorry. Like,
if I start on capitalism, this country can't come and kill me. It's how I feel. Do whatever you have to do to make yourself 100%, happy.
I agree.
If that's move, like, my sister, she was like, deuces, I'm going to another continent. And if that makes you happy and you're able to have a much better work-life balance and you're able to have, like, the life that you want,
don't try to say this to
leave
me though, Joyce, but anyways.
You're gonna, you know damn well.
She's trying to say this. So she's basically trying to say, I'm leaving you soon. That's what she's trying to say. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree, but you ain't going nowhere.
In denial.
She ain't going nowhere.
You're in denial. I'd come visit all the time.
No.
And you can come visit too.
Not having it.
But this is what I mean. You have to do what's best for you.
Apart from Joyce.
And I have to know, look at you.
Don't
be an enemy of progress.
I'm like, no.
No. You just have to figure out what's best for you. And it's like, you're going to have to give and take. As like, I might have to lose on being able to just be like, what are you doing on Friday? But look at her. She's so sad. No. But.
No, yeah.
No, because there might be a day. Same way you had to go also.
Yeah, but I'm 25 minutes away.
But the principle still stands.
I'm 25 minutes away.
But the trek to get there, Joyce.
I still thought about you. Yeah, you're talking about another country.
Oh, please.
You're forgetting about me, Neha, and Simon.
Please. The dramatics.
You're forgetting. I'm going to tell Nayla. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like...
I'm going to see them all the time.
See her face. Her shocked face. She went...
I'm like, come stay for the summer. But...
No.
But look at...
No. I'm so sad.
She's like, do what you want, except for you.
Yeah, except for her. Everyone else do what they want.
No, but I think on a serious level, Joyce, and you guys... I think you just have to think and figure out what can give and what's important to you. And it's like, if I want to be able to like still have that good quality of life, but also maintain like my relationships and friendships that are really important to me, how am I gonna do that?
Yeah, you can. It's just
making
time, I guess. It's hard. It is hard.
It is hard.
But you do what you can. I guess if it really made you happy, then I would let you go. I'd probably be very sad.
We'll be very sad.
I guess I would have somewhere to go on holiday.
I'll be like, come visit. Look, I've got the
I'll
village
like,
next door.
Come. Let's go.
You'd have so much fun. But yeah, that's a story for another day.
Yeah, but yeah, it is really hard. So, yeah, I think, guys, just take it easy. Don't let this life stress you too much.
Honestly.
I think...
You can't come and die for stupid
100%.
things. For the UK? Please. Please. I think you just... like going on another tangent, but this is the last point, and honestly, I'll shut up after this. I just think you just learn from your parents' generation. Like, the way these people have sweated and suffered... because they really thought that, okay, I'll just work. And after all of this, I'm going to be able to chill and relax. Retirement age
they
is
still ain't chilling.
Plus. Like, no one's chilling, respectfully.
Yeah.
And I think it's only now. So I've had a conversation, for example, with my dad about this, because he's retired now. He's newly retired. And he's just like, everything's a scam. Like, he's come to the realisation, and I'm like, I told you, like, to enjoy life, but it's the realisation's only hitting now. Yeah. And it's just like, I can't believe this is what I work for. And like, the same company for all this time. And I'm just like...
That's my worst nightmare. Like, I've really reached a point where I'm just like, do you know what? I just need to do what makes me happy.
Absolutely.
Because... First of all, money comes and goes. And I always say this, for people that, making money is great. Everyone needs money to be happy. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I agree. When people try to act like you don't, you're a liar. Because everyone loves money. But one thing I hate is the greedy people that, what's the word? That just, too money hungry people, basically. For you guys, remember.
For you guys.
When you are no longer here, your money's not going and entering the grave with you. So everything that you've made, all the materialistic stuff that you have, just everything, it's just here. And half of the time, if you're not smart enough, it's just going to back to you know who. But it goes, if it doesn't go to your family, if you've even forgotten to put it down in your families and you don't know when you're going to go, it's just going back to... Yeah. That's who it's going back to. Like, remember that. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Leave it there.
Yeah.
So if you want to fly out, go on holiday, do what you need to do it. And that's how I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah. But on a lighter note, Joyce,
Yes.
it's time for our game.
Game time. So we got a Nick Hey Siri. So.
Oh gosh.
Right.
My Siri's disobedient.
Hey Siri, set a timer for. Is it 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's more than enough.
Set a time.
2 minutes. Counting down.
Wait, Siri. Okay, let's start again. Right, so name something in 2 minutes, and it needs to be a song.
Name songs?
Yeah.
A to Z?
Yeah, A to
or
Z.
You're gonna give me, okay.
Name a song A to Z, right? Hey Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Counting down.
Snap.
Right, A.
What's that song? And what's it called? Okay, I don't think that counts.
A.
Always Be My Baby, Mariah Carey.
Okay, B.
B.
Come on,
bad
B,
at
B,
this.
B.
Billionaire Bruno Mars.
What's that song?
I wanna be a billionaire.
Okay, yeah, C.
C. Cuff It, Beyonce.
D.
Oh, do you know what it is? I'm thinking of the artist. I thought, no, that's Agora Hills, whatever. D. Down, trade, down, dog. I'm so bad at this.
E.
Okay, E. Oh gosh, this is no better.
You've got 50 seconds.
Everything. Britney Spears. Every time. Why are these songs?
What song?
Every time Britney Spears, she's in the bath, she's crying, and she's running
Okay.
to the hospital.
Okay, F.
My brain is blank.
Oh, she's kind of I know what song it's about. F. I know.
Fancy. I'll have to give the artist name as well. Drake.
G. You got 20 seconds.
No, I was thinking Trinidad James. That's not what it's called.
G.
Oh, no, Ghana.
I
is
know
the
one.
name.
G. Good. H. Quick. 10 seconds.
I'm so bad.
10 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
5 seconds.
I think I'd be better with words. Yeah.
It's done.
I'm
It's
done.
done.
That was abysmal. I'm appalled. I'm usually better at stuff like this. That was so bad.
It was not that bad. You got some
Thanks
good
for
ones.
making me feel better.
But that was so good. I would have done worse. When you're
I
on the
don't,
spot.
I don't know. I think because you had time to think about it now, like you'd have the songs.
No. The only one I had was G. I'm like,
What was G?
Glamorous.
Oh,
Because it's like G-L-A-M.
All I can think is Trinidad James. Gold on my watch. Gold. Yeah. I'm like, my brain is blank, and that is the only thing I can think of.
And when you said B, I was like, beautiful girls. Is that even a song?
In ages, it is.
And then C was good. Cuff It was good. I would have got that.
I love that song. But that's so. I'm pissed off at myself.
She did well. Everyone clap. Coolios. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share, please. Don't forget to follow us on all socials. Do official. Don't forget to follow